So this is something I've been working on. I've been procrastinating it, and so this is for coming off of a PMA of, whether it's one made from a alternator for a GM alternator type, or a ceiling fan, or a commercially done wind turbine. This is the second version of my original one, which is in another video. This is made up of a rectifier, and this is designed for the 3 crazy phase that would come off of a typical PMA. They get the 3 input lines, and it's outputting on a DC. And it's the voltage is chosen by the batteries for the most part. It's the wire gauging coming off of the PMA is going to dictate, just about how much.
Cassie, shower's running.
Hey, to that chic that just walked through the room. Or whatever she is. At any rate, and it comes out as 24 volts to the 24 volt. Well, it's 24 if you're using 24 volt battery, or 12 volt battery, or if you have a large enough wire size, you go to 48. But this is for 14 gauge wire. So coming off the PMA, so it's you're probably not going to get more than 24 volts. You're going to end up. There's a diagram on the side that gives you basically what it is. I purchased these from Wild Nature Solutions. They're over in the western part of the United States, and I get a pretty good price for these. And then the other part is of course, the What's Up meter, which you can also get from Wild Nature. So these were 14 gauge wire as well. So, it'll give you a lot of information. It'll give you your battery voltage. It'll tell you what you're getting for input from your source, whether it's solar or it's some kind of a PMA, whether it's from water or wind. So these are good for handyman type setups, versus you can get the setups that are already attached to an inverter, and that'll give you information as well. This is my, I like wood, so the base is made out of wood. I can mount everything in it. It's an insulator also, unless the thing gets saturated with water, and then of course things aren't going to work well either. These are the switches that I'm using. It's a 3-pole double throw. So you got your 3 crazy insides coming in. This switch here, actually I use the wires as the shorting side, so you're going to want to backfeed your the power coming off the PMA to slow it down if the wind is too high, and you don't have some kind of a furling tail coming off of it to slow it down. Then the wires. So I use the heat shrink to keep the wires from touching each other on the switch. You have to use a 14 size connector on here, and it makes it kind of close. So after I assemble it all, I put the heat rack and tubing on here, and it kind of keeps it separated. Of course, if I have a problem with the wire, like it pulls out of the connector, you have to cut it all back. But it's just part of the fun part, Oh, and I wanted to show you these. These are some strippers I bought. I had these in college 30 years ago. and who knows where they are now. These are really nice for somebody who's stripping wire, because it has this this blade that comes down, and it also comes down and grabs the wire, but then once it strips it, it pulls it apart. They're really nice. And I'd like to tell you I bought a lot of money on these, but actually, if you can see it, it says $5. Got these at the Habitat for Humanity's Restore store, which you might just have one in your neighborhood somewhere if you're in this country, and which they sell tools and construction materials and everything at such an unbelievably cheap price. This thing here, what's nice about these rectifiers are they already have a heatsink built on them, so you don't have to mount it to a heatsink. It'll hold, I think it's up to 70 amps, so that's a pretty ample amount. And I think I paid something like $35 for it from Craig at Wild Nature. Other people have them as well, and they have ones that don't have the heatsink. So if you don't have a heatsink, you're going to have to mount it to a heatsink similar to this, and use your conductive lube. Make sure you have to use a conductive lube between this and the heatsink to make it work. Otherwise, I basically got simple and used a basic electrical box, so I could mount this easily with screws to the wood. And then we have up here, we have brake is to this side, and on is this way, and disconnected completely is in the middle. So it's a pretty simple little setup. It's really like doing all the connectors and stuff, and to me it looks pretty. It's got plexiglass over the top of it, kind of protects it from getting people's hands in there, and just makes an easy way to mount the switch. That switch I got from Radio Shack. I think it was like $11, $10 or $11. You want a heavy duty one so they can handle the amperage, which so you're going to have to order it from some source. So I don't know. This is the website for Wild Nature, and it's you talk to Craig. A lot of stuff on his website he doesn't actually have what he sells for, so email him if you're looking for something in particular. He has great customer support. And there's another beauty walking through the background. Don't pay any attention to her, she doesn't like to be filmed. And have a great day.